We are back at Al's house. It's been a minute since I've done an upload. People have been asking when the next episode of the Grip Gains is coming. I will explain that, but we have 1 hour until sunset, and so I need to get into the project, get my mission accomplished for this evening, and we've got a bit of work to do. So I'll explain on the way into the project. It is early January. Normally the sending season would be over now, and it is over. The issue is I've been so close on my project, and I keep finding new beta that remarkably, I think I can still send. So basically the project has turned into a black hole that is sucking me in. It keeps getting harder and harder to climb, but I keep finding new efficiencies. We've been getting hammered with snow, and so my average session consists of shoveling off the boulder and then spending 3 hours drying it, have a chance at a send go, and of course, 1 foot will be still wet, I'll slip. Oh, no! And the whole thing will be for nothing. And I've been doing that on repeat. In the winter time, the warm days where you might have a chance are also going to be the wet days, and the rest of the time it's bitter cold, where a long project like the one I'm working simply is impossible. Tomorrow's no exception. We got a weather window coming. It's a little bit warm tomorrow, but we also have some snow. My game plan today is to try to mitigate that situation and have the best of both worlds. Warmer temps and a real chance at send goes. So that's what we're here for. The pad setup for this line here, as I've shown previously, takes nearly an hour. Ideally, I set it all up the day before. The issue is it's going to snow tonight. So I brought some heavy duty tarps. Okay, I'm optimistic this is going to work pretty well. It's not that windy right now up here, which is the major problem. The tarp, if it's blowing in the wind, it'll abrade on the rock and very quickly be full of holes. I think it's only going to be up for a few hours. I'll come out early tomorrow morning after the snow is done and take it down, so I'm optimistic. Nice overhang on the front. "20 minutes past sunset. It's probably getting dark. The pile of pads are tarped. The boulder is nicely tarped. Hopefully tomorrow, with all of this, I might have a chance at it. I am so close. If I send, it'll all be worthwhile, and if not, well, I had fun doing it, so that's what matters. It is totally dark, and we're heading out of here. Somebody left a comment on a video last week. I've turned hard bouldering into an unpleasant chore. That comment really resonated with me. I've thought about it quite a bit. The question about why put in this kind of effort to get these climbs done. And the answer that I keep coming back to is that the struggle is what I'm after. It is the activity, the adversity, the challenge, the problem solving, creativity. This is what I love about it. And so this, I wouldn't trade this for anything. We're heading back into the climbing area the next morning. Overnight we had a light dusting of snow. Trail on the way in is a solid sheet of snow-covered ice. We are making fresh tracks at the moment. I don't think there's going to be a lineup at the proj today. Even Stelly's having trouble on this ice. The 4-wheel Wiesla drive temperature has definitely warmed up since yesterday. Definitely a better choice to try and go for send goes today. I got lucky today, so it is beautiful conditions right now. 3 degrees, slightly above zero, which is amazing. and only a very light dusting of snow. So we're coming up to the line here. Let's take a look and see how things worked out overnight. All right, just the tiniest amount of snow up on top of the slab, so probably the tarp was overkill, but you never know. Some of that early morning sun, it'll soak the upper slab, and it turns a perfect session into hours of work trying to dry this thing out. Order of operations now is to get the snow off of everything because the sun is out and it's going to start getting wet. It's as it warms up. After that, I'll make the dogs comfy, and then finally I'll start warming up. Last step in the process, tarp down, snow's cleared, rope is set up for the warm-up, and finally assemble the pad pile. So I've got to strap them all down so that I can take that bad fall from the top. Spritz hands, jock up, and pull on these top moves for the 173rd time. Oh, that bodes well. Whew. I normally can't do that without a few warm-up goes. Rock is cold, cold, cold. Okay, that warm-up felt incredible. I haven't had conditions this warm in weeks and weeks. This is 2 years now working on this project, and it's going to go any session. The main struggle, it's so optimized, has been conditions, so I'm not definitely going to get it on a day like today, but it's my sin to screw up. Pretty psyched. That sun appears to be sneaking behind those clouds now, just enough to warm up the rock a little bit. It's very, very cold. It's been a cold week. The rock is almost certainly sub-zero. I'm going to go down, warm up on the low moves, and then start the routine of resting for Sengos. The red point crux of the climb is the transition from the opening sit-start moves into the stand. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. That's it. Yeah, it is coming together nice. And I'm not nearly warmed up yet, so that warm-up strength and endurance that comes in later in the sesh is still absent, so be able to do the red point crux at the top first go. This is feeling really good. Last thing to do is warm up on the burly opening moves. Okay, the rock still feels super cold when I come. I mean, the rock is cold, but that searing fingertip pain when you come off of a go is a sure sign that you're not warmed up enough for proper Sengos. So, but that's the entire climb in 3 sections with really no rest. I'm gonna take a break, warm up, and then probably do the stand for just to let that strength come in fully. Everything's feeling really good in the warm-up, but I've had this happen before, particularly in winter sessions, where the warm-up feels amazing and then the holds just turn to glass and it's a struggle fest. What happens is that it's not just the condition of the rock and the moisture content there that matters, but your skin being exposed to this dry winter air gets progressively harder over the course of the session. and then can't conform to the crystals, and everything just goes to shit. So on Sen goes, on the proj, in the cold, I have a secret weapon. An ice fishing shelter. I'm going to set this up with a propane heater inside. Lets me take nice, luxurious, long rests, keep my body core temperature up nice and warm, and keep my skin nice and moist. The propane heater inside the tent kicks off quite a bit of water, and then I'll spray water at the propane. So this is a pop tent. It goes up one person, just a few seconds. It's tricky if you've never done it before. So that's the tent. I'm going to set it up on this platform here in a good location so I can sneak right out when it's time for a Sen go. There's the climb. And if we turn around, there's the tent. So come on inside. I'll show you the features. So later, when the dogs are tired and cold, they'll be curled up here under their sleeping bag. I have my sitting spot over there. We have a heater. I spritz the water into the propane. Get some humidity in here. There we go. There we go. There. Proper humidity tent. I'll have my coffee. And a snack, and then carry on with the sesh.
Oh, me. Oh, I wasn't warmed up. I wasn't warmed up enough. Oh.
Well, that's pretty much what I worried about happening. But that searing fingertip pain when you come off of a go is a sure sign that you're not warmed up enough. I got halfway up the climb. My fingers were completely numb from not being totally warmed up. I tried to shake out at that midpoint, but obviously I wasn't going to recover anything when it's cold, not pump, right? So nothing comes back. And couldn't feel my fingers at the top. Went for the throw anyway because the top is a jug, but it's not a jug when it's super dry and in the full sun, and you're not totally warmed up. And I took the worst possible fall on that line. It was sketchier than anything previous. I kind of slid down the rock a little bit. So that could very well be the end of the session here. One go. That could be the high point. It was a good go. I was hopping on with the intent to warm up, but in my mind I said, if I get through the start, I may as well just go and see what happens. I'm not really disappointed. I have that post-Sen confidence because the line is done. It's done in my mind. I don't have the anxiety anymore when I sit down for the Sen goes. You know, I'm getting to the top every go now in horrible conditions. I would normally be indoors focusing on training and just picking away at single moves on winter projects. The only reason I'm still here is because I'm getting that close on every go now, so it feels possible, even though it's running away from me. So winter climbing sucks anyway, so I may as well be here, maybe get lucky, get the Sen go, and then I can focus on something else in the spring. So that'd be sweet. Free up the spring season. That's kind of my hope. If not, it's a done deal.
It's over. Cold. Not grippy. Oh, fucking too cold. Oh, cold and dry. Ah! Yes! Motherfucker! Ah! Ah! Fuck! Yes! Fuck! Oh! That is the longest project in my climbing history. Wow. 2 years. 3 seasons of effort. Oh, I've never been so sucked in. It literally, the black hole analogy, it's so perfect. I normally suss a line and very quickly decide if at my current level it's doable or not. And then I either commit and do it relatively quickly, or I move on and I circle back around when I've made some gains. But this line, it was just always edge of possible. It just sucked me in. Every time I thought that it was too difficult, I would unlock a new secret beta, more nuance. I've dived deeper down the beta rabbit hole and the nuanced climbing rabbit hole here than I thought possible. But I had already given up on today's session. I was in the tent looking at my work schedule and the weather and trying to line up when the next session of Sengos would be. You know, in my mind, this is my life. I was just going to be here all winter grinding against the temps. This line is the hardest, most nuanced first ascent that I've done by far. But you know what I'll do when I go home? Another training session, because every high point is just another stepping stone in the overall journey. So I'll only know in retrospect what my best send is. Right now it's this. Maybe it's this forever. Who knows? But that'll only be something I can say looking back. Well, I'm going to clean all this up and say goodbye. goodbye to Al's house. This is it for me here. It's been a time. It's been a time, Al's house. I'll miss you.